investors, welcome to our channel Rep 360 Limited. My name is Sandra. I'm the business development manager for Rep 360, so you can say it's Sandra from team Rep 360. And according to the title, I'm here to tell you how you can earn from Caf Court, because we get a lot of questions and people would be like, how do I earn from Caf Court? Is the land mine? Such questions will be answered in this video. So thank you for staying tuned and keep watching till you get your answers or till you get your questions answered. So what's Caf Court about, in case you haven't heard what Caf Court is about? So Caf Court is a residential estate, emphasis on residential estate. So it's an estate that you can live in, but not now. So it's situated in a residential area, but it's on a 5 to 10 year land bank position, which simply means that you cannot live there now, but within the next 5 years or the next 10 years, depending on how fast development gets into that axis of Ekpe. Yes, Caf Court is in Ekpe in Lagos State. So within the next 5 to 10 years, it transitions into a residential estate. So anyone who buys a plot of land or an acre or half plot of land within Caf, after the land banking period, which is also the planting period, you get access to your land. We do not because we get like I mentioned earlier, we get lots of questions, people asking that, is the land mine? What happens after the planting? So it's not just you earning from your land, but the land is also yours. So you can choose to sell it after the next 5 years, you can choose to sell it after the next 10 years. The idea is that instead of leaving your land instead of leaving your land fallow, it's just there, we have now taken it upon ourselves to make use of your land. So we are making your land work for you. The way you work hard for your money to buy the land, now it's time for your land to work for you while we await capital appreciation. Yes. So what we do is that when you buy the land from us, that's when you buy a land inside Caf Court, because it's actually an estate. When you buy a plot of land from Caf Court, this is what you get. We get to plant 500 tubers of yam on a plot. So if we are planting 500 tubers of yam on a plot, I don't know if I mentioned what we're planting. Yes, we're planting yam. So if we are planting 500 tubers of yam on one plot, a plot is 600 square meters. How do you get your money back? Not really your money, but how do you earn from it? It simply means when we get to harvest the yam, which would be, we project that would harvest 500 tubers of yam from one plot. Assuming a tuber of yam costs 700 naira, it could be more, but we are working with 700 naira per tuber. We take this yam after harvesting it to the market. So there are two options. Is either you want us to sell the yam for you and you get cash as returns on your investment, or you come to the farm when we've harvested and pick up your 500 tubers of yam. Definitely not 500, because I'll get there. I'll get there. Why you won't be getting 500 tubers of yam if you're coming to pick up your yams from the farm. So where was I? 700 naira for one tuber of yam, and we are selling 500 tubers of yam on your one plot. So 700 naira times 500 tubers of yam would give us 350,000 naira. 350,000 naira. That's how we get to earn from Caf Court, or owning a plot of land in Caf Court. So that 300,000 naira, you do not get the entire 350,000 naira, because we are stating it clear here so it doesn't cause confusion within the next when it's time to pay returns. So this is what you get. we calculate the 300,000 naira, 350,000 naira as 100%. So that's 100% of how much we got. Then the investor gets 70%. So that's what you get. 70% of 350,000 naira is what you get. Why? Rep 360 gets to keep 30% of 350,000 naira. So 30% of 350,000 naira is what we get to keep as our administrative fee. Yes, which includes the harvesting, because we are paying people who are planting this yam. We are paying people who would come and harvest the yam within the next 1 year, or let's say 9 months. But we are saying 1 year because we would have to sell those yam within that time frame, within the remaining time frame. So people who would harvest that yam would get paid. The what do I call it? All our logistics, the logistics in moving the yam from the point of harvest to the main market where it would get sold would also involve a particular cost. So that's why we said this administrative fee. I know you'll be thinking, but why is it 30%? Another part of that percentage also goes for cultivating for the next year. We do not eat everything we harvest. We'll keep some to harvest again, because that's another question people get to ask. Okay, in the next year of my investment, do I get to pay another fee? No, but whatever we harvest, whatever we sold, we keep a percentage from it to also plant for the next year, and yes, to plant for the next year. So that's how it works. Now it brings me back to my question brings me back to what I mentioned earlier, that I said even if you want to get your yam, you're not getting 500 tubers of yam. The same thing that applies with those who want cash is the same thing that applies to those who would be getting their tubers of yam. So we take 30% of 500 tubers of yam. So 500 tubers is 100%. 30% of 500 is what we get to keep. So 30% of 500 is how much? That's 150 tubers of yam. Yeah. So the electricity gets to keep 150 tubers of yam. Of course, we will sell it so that we can make money to cultivate for the next year. And that is how investors get to earn from investing in Caf Court, and it goes on and on and on. One more thing before I end this video. The planting season. So there's a timeline that we've given ourselves. We also get asked this question because we say it's a 5-year renewable contract. It simply means after 5 years, if the development gets into Caf Court, where it is, Caf Court is actually situated off Itoki Road in Ekpe. If development comes in faster than projected within that 5 years, Caf Court transitions into a residential estate. Simply means farming stops and everyone can now have access to their land. Not just can now have access, but can now build on their land or choose to resell. Or they can continue farming, but you will have to fence your own plot of land and choose to farm inside. It won't be Rep 360's obligation now to farm for you after that 5 years. But if development doesn't get into Caf Court after 5 years, we renew our contract with you and say, okay, development hasn't got into this area. Should we continue? Do you want us to continue farming on it and you keep earning from it? Then if you say yes, good, we keep farming on it for another 5 years. Then that makes it a 10-year. That's why I said earlier that it's a 5 to 10 year land banking. It's only 5 to 10 year land banking position. So that would make it a 10-year farming period. In these 10 years, we are not going to be farming back to back to back to back. Of course, the land will get tired. So the idea is that we plan for the first 3 years. We plan for the, okay, let me work with 5 years plan, then I will go to 10-year plan. When we plant for the first 3 years, starting from this year, 2023, when we plant in 2023, for the next 3 years, so we plant 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, yes, 23, 24, 25, no, yeah, 26, the next 3 years. On the fourth year, in 2027, planting doesn't happen on your land. So on that fourth year, you do not earn anything on the fourth year. Why? Because we've planted back to back for 3 years, and that land would need to replenish its nutrients so that we can have the best from the soil. So we'll leave the soil for it to replenish its nutrients for that entire year. Then we continue from the 5th year, and that's how it works from the 5th year. So if it's a 10-year land banking, if it's on a 10-year land banking position, we do, so the plan is 3 years, 1 year break in between, another 3 years, 1 year break in between, then 2 years. If you calculate 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, that makes it 10 years. Then everyone can now have access into their property. So Caf Court, you can see the way I've explained it now, it's a time-bound project. It's a time-bound project, but you can choose to spread your payment. You can choose to spread your payment. We also have a flexible payment plan option for those who do not have the entire amount of money to buy the property now. So a plot is going for 2.5 million naira. Half plot is going for 1.3 million naira. So you can choose to deposit 50% now from now till the 31st of March 2023. You can deposit 50% and spread the payments for the remaining 50%. You get to spread your payment for the remaining 50%, but you are not among the first batch of investors, so you wouldn't be expecting returns from your 50%, because investment starts counting from the month you finish paying. So you join the next batch. Those who we are planting for right now are those who have completely paid. Planting is currently ongoing. The ridges have been, I will upload a video after this live. Ridges already, a short video. We visited the site yesterday, and a short video was made on how far work has gone. So the goal is to plant 50,000 tubers of yam. We've planted, we're working on the first batch right now, and we're hoping that the second batch kicks off soon. So thank you very much for your questions. Thank you very much for your time, for staying and watching to the end. If you have further questions, you can send a message to the numbers in the description box. I put some numbers in the description box. You can also call me. My number is one of the numbers there. My name is Sandra again. My number is also in the description box. So if you have further questions, even if you don't want to talk to me, you can talk to whoever sent you the link to this video. So thank you very much, and thank you so much for trusting Rep 360. I can guarantee you that your investment is safe with Rep 360. If you have further questions, we uploaded a video where I explained the frequently asked questions still on Kefi, so that you make an informed decision. So bye, and see you next time. Thank you.